Hi, this is Sharman Joshi and you're watching BollywoodHangama.com. Keep watching. जिस दिन मेरा प्यार होएगा मत पूछो क्या क्या होएगा जिस दिन मेरा प्यार होएगा मत पूछो क्या क्या होएगा.
We have this today hugely talented Sharman Joshi, who's basking in the glorious success of Three Idiots, and his next film is Toh Baat Pakki, and we'll talk about that today. First of all, how does it feel that your film is Three Idiots is one of the biggest blockbuster of all times? How does it feel?
Heartening. It's wonderful that so many people have showered us with that kind of love, and that kind of acceptance, that kind of well, the figures and the numbers are related to the love that the people are actually showering on us, and which is wonderful. By the way, we are shattering records. It's also nice, but more importantly, the love and the acceptance that the people have given to the film is really truly gratifying.
It's not shattering records anymore. Like, you're creating benchmarks now. Yeah. Shattering records, so I think काफी time पहले हो चुका है. It's like gone way beyond 320 crores now and all, and it's like the way it is being said that the fourth weekend is going to be the biggest ever, the third weekend is the biggest ever, and all. So it's like kind of going way beyond that. कैसा लगता है? How does it feel that, like, say 20 years down the line, people will refer to Three Idiots as it's called the Sholay of today's generation and all?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. It's so nice. I'm so glad and thankful to Mr. Hirani and Mr. Vinod Chopra that they gave me such a wonderful opportunity to be a part of such a wonderful, wonderful film. Amir for being Amir, Madhavan, Kareena, Baman, all of them. We've all had such a great time working on the film, and the fact now that the film is doing so very well, obviously it will be one of those films that we will cherish forever, and one is just glad, one is just so happy that it happened.
Sharman Joshi is being nominated for Best Supporting Actor in most of the award functions these days, but the perception is that he's one of the idiots. He's the main lead of the film as well. And you'll agree with the fact that you've not been shortchanged. You have a very substantial role in the film. Wouldn't you agree with that?
For sure.
And you have created you've left a big impact. Many of the people, they have liked your performance over even Amir Khan and Madhavan's performance. Many of the people.
I am so glad that, we all got these great parts to perform. Each and every individual on this film has worked towards making a fine film. My job when I get this role to play is to play it with utmost sincerity, to play it with all the capabilities and the possibilities of kind of understanding this character. I apply that and then play it out, of course, with the guidance and direction of Mr. Hirani. So in that sense, we are trying to kind of compete with ourselves and try to get out the best that we could for the character. Yeah, and it's wonderful that people have liked the film and liked the characters, yeah.
The fact is that you can portray both the humor as well as the emotion-struck serious portions very well, simultaneously, which is, I think, a mark of a very fine actor. And I believe you have a lineage as well. That, I think, definitely comes in handy in terms of, I believe you've done lots of Gujarati theatre as well.
That's right.
So definitely
Gujarati, Hindi, English, actually. Early exposure, I think, to some fine work, if I may say so myself, considering I'm my father's son. Maybe I'm not the right person to talk about it, but nevertheless, I'm truly proud of the work that my father, my uncle and aunt have done in theatre. Path-breaking subjects, commercially successful, yet very away from the usual. We are talking about 30, 35 years back. They've dealt in subjects which are, brother-sister incest relationships, extramarital affairs, story of a man who's fighting for death. He's on his deathbed and the doctors want to keep him alive. It's adapted from a play, Whose Life Is It Anyway? And various such subjects that they dealt with at that point of time gave me early exposure to some fine quality in terms of the matter that one has to deal with. And that has surely helped me in terms of my outlook towards filmmaking in general and acting particularly.
Toh Baat Pakki is coming up now. It's been in making for some time now. Do you feel that factor does it bother you in any way?
Not really in the making for a long time. I think last we shot was in about February of 2009.
Right.
Thereafter the strikes and various other factors came into play.
Right.
Mr. Taurani had another film which was up for release, Ajab Prem Ki Gazab Kahani, which he had to release first. So it's all there, it's sorted. We've been ready since now about 8 months in terms of post-production. But it's not really in the making for long.
Tabu, you're acting with her first time. Fantastic actress. How was the experience?
Tabu, absolutely fascinating actor.
बहुत ही बढ़िया कमरा है. आओ ना.
हाँ जी.
और खिड़की खोलो तो सामने हरियाली. पढ़ाई में इतना ध्यान लगेगा कि टॉप करोगे. पढ़ाई में इतना, मतलब काम में इतना मन लगेगा कि टॉप पे पहुंचोगे?
Thankfully, I'd got a few calls from Tabu earlier, congratulating me for my work in Rang De Basanti and thereafter in Metro.
Right.
So I was feeling a little at peace. I knew that she kind of appreciated the actor that I was. So when I met her the first day on the sets, I was kind of slightly at ease because of those 2 phone calls. And thereafter, for sure, it was wonderful working with her. In fact, the whole lot of us, Vatsal, Yuvika, Tabu, Ayub Khan, who's playing a major part in this film, Kedar Shinde, Jay, Rahila, the creative producers, all of us kind of really bonded well and had a great time on the sets and off the sets.
If you look back at your career, even you started off with Style. I think it was a very funny film. Even though the fact that it was N. Chandra was the director of the film, and it was not expected to be kind of do well, but it did well. It was a liked film. It was funny in many ways and all. And your performance was appreciated. How do you look back at Style now when you're looking at it? Because now Sahil Khan and all, they had history, but you found a niche of your own.
So actually, Godmother was my first film. Thereafter, Style was my second film.
Right.
Yeah, but it was wonderful.
But as a lead, I think Style will be considered your first film.
As a lead, yes. Style was my first film. My first film experience, first time in front of the cameras. Didn't know whether I was coming or going in terms of technicalities to reach the mark, to understand there's a camera, to take the light, which I still don't know how to. In that sense, it was very exciting. But Mr. N. Chandra, he's a taskmaster. We had done umpteen number of rehearsals and really worked hard before we actually went down on the floor.
Sure.
And then finally, when we sat with the audiences, watched the film, and the kind of response we got for that film was very heartening. I think it was like complete guerrilla warfare in terms of the shoot also. And these bunch of boys, we were pretty much in a daze actually, just enjoying what we were doing and not really thinking about anything. Lots of fun working on that film.
Now, you've just had 3 years behind you, but do you feel that the film industry, it tends to be a bit harsh in terms of, like, say, you're having an Amir Khan with you, the thing is, you know, you've got a grand opening, grand scale and everything, but when it is a Sharman Joshi film, he's a fantastic actor, but the thing is that there are apprehensions, कि यार opening क्या होगा, कैसे इसको करें and all. Do you feel those kind of things?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and those apprehensions should be there, because I'll have to prove myself only by virtue of my work. I'll have to be constantly at it. I'll have to win the hearts of the audiences over a period of time. Hopefully, I'll be able to assure them that whenever I'm associated with the film, it will be worth their money. Right. That should happen hopefully in the due course of time. And yeah, that's the reality of life, and I have no issues about dealing with them. And that's the way it should be. Mr. Khan has earned his place,
right,
and he's a wonderful, wonderful actor and a superstar. And well, what can one say? If I achieve even half of that, it'll be great. Yeah.
What have you learned from Amir Khan? Like, you've done Rang De Basanti with him, and you've done 3 Idiots with him. In both the films, you had a sizable screen presence, in terms of you have a chemistry. Right? You say something, he reacts to it.
Right.
Even in Rang De Basanti, it was there. The dialogues and all the funny moments were there.
Yeah.
So what have you learned exactly from him as an actor, as a person as well?
I think I've learned a lot from him as a person. As an actor also, of course, but actor, we've all known that he's a fine actor, but the person, I've had the privilege to know Amir the person, and all the virtues that one talks about and hears about from your parents and from your school teachers in your younger days, about hard work, determination, focus, perseverance, sincerity, all those and more Amir has, and he executes them in his personal life at every level, and does not compromise in any which way as far as his work is concerned. He's all there 100% all the time. I think that's a virtue that very important to learn and hopefully adapt in one's personal life and professional life.